Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, the Corporal, bringing you not a Nerf review, but a quick review of the movie Split Second. I watched this movie, and I'm like, dang, it's 2023. Why aren't you dressed up like that? Huh? Fingerless gloves and all that? The Copper Army? This is what we are. We're World War One and Wild West. Put a cowboy hat on that. We are golden. Okay? We also fight that thing. Okay, that's our enemy. So, okay, let me get some of this stuff out of the way. So, buy my book, The Epic of Cassius Crossroads, at authorhouse.com. And please leave a review, even if you hate the book. If you absolutely hate it, leave a nice review. So, let me just show you off something that is Nerf related. I did get a thrift shop haul, but it wasn't that big. I found the Elite 2.0 Spectre at Goodwill, and the barrel attachment is damaged, sadly, so it kind of droops down because of that. What a shame. See? And it doesn't have the stock, so give me 1 second as I scream to God as to why he hates me. God, why do you hate me? All I wanted was the stock. But for $3, you know what? It was perfectly fine. And I kind of... I don't mind the problem with the barrel attachment. I don't think I'm going to paint it though, but I considered it if they had sold it as a single set. And I also got 2 scouts. I didn't know this was the scout. I always thought it was a different blaster. And guys, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm really loving the scout here. I was going to do a review on this, but nope, you all voted for certain blasters, so I'm going to do those blasters as the review. Okay, but I might paint one of these. Leave it in the comments if I should paint one of these. I really want to go cyberpunk with this, but you know me, I'm probably going to go back to the 1800s. So let's go. So let's talk about the movie. So, Split Second, rated R. Like a hard rated R. Does it? Yeah, DC 91 minutes. So this is a B movie. Yeah? It's just it's kind of like a buddy cop film mixed with a monster movie. So you have the great Rutger Hauer from Blade Runner fame, and another guy who let me see, his name is like Harley Stone, and what's his Kim Cattrall. That was Kim Cattrall? Huh. What's the name of the other guy? Dang it, I don't remember his name. Neil Duncan, I think? It wasn't Neil Duncan? It was partner? But yeah. It's a British movie. They fight a monster in the sewers. The world is like, I think it's 2003. Global warming, which is not real, has flooded London and all that. It's very, the world is very interesting, cyberpunky and all that. You ride around on jeeps or like hydroplanes and everything. It's really cool, and there's like a rat play going on, and that's one of the cooler parts about the movie. It's never really touched upon. It's like, oh, there's a rat, just shoot it, or there are rat catchers and all that. They're just everywhere. But there's also like billboards and signs talking about a plague and all that, and because that leads up to theories about the monster, because it's never talked about what the monster is. You just know that there's a monster and all that. So there's that. And so you got Rutger Hauer. He's a stereotypical, like, the loose cannon cop who doesn't play by the rules, who's the best of the best, and all that. Has a cool gun that kind of looks like I need to buy a Trailblazer and paint it all black. Nah, it's just I don't know anything about it. They don't talk about it. Kind of looks more like a hammer shot, to be honest. But it's just an all black thing, so it's not as good. But it's like, it has this weird box attachment underneath the barrel, and I was just like, what is this gun? Anyway. So yeah, it's just, that's really the setting and all that. And so he has a second connection to this monster, and he's trying to look for it. He thinks it's a serial killer and all that. And it's like, this movie's gory, and you get to see some naked ladies. Kim Cattrall is one of them, and all that. Like, if you're a kid and watch this like late at night, I could understand like why you would be into certain things after the first 5 minutes. Okay, certain things that should never ever leave your mind. It should be repressed. So, yeah, it deserves a hard R rating and all that. You do see nudity. You see weird kind of nudity. You see like the really gory stuff and all that. But performance wise, everybody like there's a lot of famous actors in this movie just playing minor roles. But Rutger Hauer is like, again, it's like he doesn't give a shit. He's just doing whatever he wants. And yeah, it's pretty interesting because it's like he's just there on set being filmed, and he still comes off as like, I could believe that this is the real dude. Meanwhile, his partner Dick Durkins is his name, is pretty much I guess he's the prime example of what a a self-insert character would be. And not in that it's like, oh, okay, this is obviously the director. Like, no. You imagine yourself in this movie scenario. Let's say you get shot in the chest, but you're wearing a bulletproof vest. How are you going to react? It's like reality is like, it's like, oh, that hurt, and that almost killed me. The adrenaline. But in your mind, you're probably thinking like, yeah, I just took a bullet. And it's essentially what happens in one scene. A guy gets shot and takes a hit. A little bit of spoiler, but not really. Okay, that actually is a major spoiler. Is it? Kind of is. Okay, maybe if I should take it out. What time is it? What time did I start saying it? Okay. Yeah, it's 7:30. Okay, back to the review. So, yeah. You get if something cuts out weirdly, I took out a spoiler. So you get all of that stuff. You get Dick Durkin's character, who is pretty much a self-insert character, in that it's really you just imagining yourself in an action movie and all that. And he has like this great joke in his intro where he reveals a comic book and all that. Like, oh yeah, like this guy's really a goof. And he has like one of the best scenes in the movie too. And other than that, it's just a very interesting movie to watch. If you like Blade Runner, if you like stuff like that, but it's like not the whole like, are you a human, like, and everything. You're probably not. You probably aren't. I've asked people to avoid calm questions a lot in my life, and I found out like a lot of you are not human. I'm the only human on this planet. I am alone. But other than that, it's like, if you like the world, you kind of get a little bit of that there. You don't get all the advertisements. You get more like, this is like a rundown ghetto-y city. Now, that's what has happened to London and all that. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because Copper Army, we got to give off this energy. Okay, we got to give off this energy, but let's make it more like brown leather, more Wild West, Victorian era. It takes place in England. Now, you replace that shotgun with like a lever action. We're golden. Okay. Also, Copper Army, you know how when I review a Nerf gun, I have that primary, secondary, extra. Okay, I want you all, this is your homework, to think primary, secondary, and extra. Extra as in a useless blaster you actually like. Okay, those are your weapons. Okay, I'm going to go fight this thing. This is Murph now. I am naming it Murph. And speaking of Murph, he, all the build-up to him, I feel like that was the weakest part. Like, the build-up was not weak. But actually, the end, where you see Murph, kind of felt a bit weak. That's my problem with the movie, because I'm like sitting there like, oh wow, this movie's cool. I'm loving everything. I'm loving the rat catcher. I'm loving the underground. I'm loving, like, all this stuff. It's like, okay, I know by looking at the box what the creature looks like. They had no intention of finding this creature and all that. But if you watch the movie, it's like, oh, you never see what it is until the very end and all that. I'm like, when you finally get to see the final fight, I'm like, it wasn't as exciting as I thought it would be. There were like, it had its moments, but it's like, they don't explain the creature, and you got to go look up theory videos about it and everything. So it's like, yeah, it was a little bit of a letdown, but everything else was pretty cool. And there was like a really silly moment. Like, you get that best scene in the movie that's kind of like a meme if you know the movie. And then it's like, as that finale is playing, it's kind of with the actual guns. It's like, imagine, to my Nerf fans, you decide to like bring the a Vulcan to a Nerf war, but the Vulcan has like is considered extra damage. So whenever you hit somebody with a dart from a Vulcan, they're immediately out of the game. But you have to lug around a Vulcan. Okay, it was like that. It was very much like that. Everything else, like in the movie, is like, okay. I like that he's addicted to chocolate and coffee. Like, he never sleeps. But anyway. You get a very lived-in world. Like, you go to his apartment and all that. You go to the police station. Very cool-looking thing. Like, the police station, very, like, bureaucratic looking. And all that. Very cool scene in the morgue. And all that. And the streets are pretty cool. Turns out they're like the industrial district of London. So it's like, okay, that old Victorian look, but now modernized, because it's like, you gotta build new stuff and everything, but it's not a living location and all that. It's a pretty neat. Well, so would I recommend this movie? Absolutely. Again, if you're of the proper age, because again, there's a lot of violence and nudity in this. Well, not enough, like maybe 3 scenes, but it's like, that was enough, you know. And again, I want you to exude this energy wherever you go. Everything you watch this movie because Rutger Hauer's on screen doing stuff and it's looking cool. Okay? And you should look as cool as Rutger Hauer. So, thank you all very much, ladies and gentlemen. You all have a nice day. Bye-bye.